Also, I like the celebrant, the person for whom we've all gathered, to also join them on the high table. So please permit me to welcome Professor Ezekiel Ayoola to the high table. And he will be joined by his wife, Dr. Ayoola, also. Please, you're welcome. Thank you very much. I also like to welcome to the high table to join our distinguished professors. One of our guests who has been with us here for the past 1 week. The last 1 week we had a week school on quantum probability, quantum differential equation, and he has taken all of us, our students, staff, through a lot of rigorous academic exercise in quantum probability. And one student told me, can we please allow Professor Akadi to remain with us in UI? But that will give you one day. Please welcome. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Thank you. Also, I'd like to welcome to the high table one of our emeritus professors. You know, today we are celebrating one of our great professors, Professor Ayoola. And it is interesting to let you know that, I always crack this joke that when I see Professor Ayoola around, and I see Professor Kabi around, I say I'm confident. Because my father is here, my grandfather is also here. Please welcome with me Professor G.O.S. Ekagore to the high table. And to make up the list on the list of dignitaries that we coming to the front to join us at the high table is the host of this program. Please allow me to introduce to you our Dean, Faculty of Science, University of Ibadan. Please welcome with me Professor I.A. Oladosu. Welcome, sir. So in the course of the program, I will introduce us our guests as they come in. But right now, we'd like us to start this program by taking the national anthem and university anthem. Please, can you be on our feet, please, as you take the national anthem. Vice Chancellor, Professor K.O. Adebowale, MNI, FAS, ably represented here today by the Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, Professor Olayiwola. I'd like to briefly introduce to us some of our guests who has come from far to be with us on this one-week conference. First, I'd like to recognize the presence of Professor B.B. Rajaramma Baha. He's from India. Can we appreciate? I also like to, all the way from Russia, to introduce to us Professor Alexander Charakiko. Thank you, you're welcome. Again, it's very important to always let us know the reason for which we all gathered and come here today. This program actually started last week. Last week we had a one-week workshop and school, and it is in honor of one of our retiring professors, Professor Ezekiel Olusola Ayoola, FNMS. Professor Ayoola was born about 70 years ago, 26th of September 1955, precisely, to the family of late Samson Ayoola and late Madam Felicia Ayoola of Jagun Apara, of Oyo State. And he had early education at St. Michael Anglican Primary School in Oyo, and that is between the year of 1962 to 1968, and he proceeded to his secondary school education in Anglican Methodist Secondary Modern School, also in Oyo. On this note, I'd like to welcome, to give us the opening remark, the head of the Department of Mathematics, University of Ibadan. It's important for you to know, our guests, that this department is one of the foundation departments of the university and is the first mathematics department in Nigeria. Please, respectfully, I'd like to welcome the head of the department to give us the opening remark. Thank you.
The Vice Chancellor, ably represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, Professor Olayiwola, the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, the Dean, Faculty of Science, the celebrant of today, Professor Ezekiel Ayoola, our Emeritus Professor G.O.S. Ekagwere, our father of all times, Professor Luigi Akadi from Roma, Professor Terence Tenkov, and Professor Bat, all professors of the University of Ibadan and the Faculty of Science, our postgraduate students, our visitors, and all participants. I want to recognize everyone here present, including the press. I'm not here to give a long speech, but just to say welcome to this program. This program marks one of the programs in a series of events marking the 70th birthday of our retiring Professor Olusola Ayoola. We have started with a one-week school, which comprises the teaching of quantum probability to about 70 postgraduates, both MSc and fresh PhD students, early career researchers. That has taken place last week. So this is just the second phase of the program. And finally, we shall have the last phase, which will be the valedictory lecture on 26th of this month. I want to say welcome to this program. It is a program that wouldn't have been possible if not for Association of Quantum Probability and Infinite Dimensional Analysis. They have been of tremendous help, and that has been under the leadership of Professor Luigi Akadi that is sitting before us. 90% of the funds were provided for them, for us to raise students that will pick interest in the area of our retiring professor. And this we have tried to do in the last 1 week. So we want to appreciate every one of you for attending, and I hope that this 1 week will be a very nice research experience for those that will participate. Thank you and welcome to the program.
The co-host of this event, that is the person that just spoke to us just now, our head of department of mathematics, University of Ibadan. Please join me to welcome Dr. M.E. Egwe. Please, thank you. The Vice Chancellor, sir. I would like also to recognize in our midst this morning the presence of some of our distinguished professors in the University of Ibadan. I'd like to introduce to us the head of department of physics, Professor Rachel J. Obey. Thank you. Also, I've cited Professor Olusola Ayoola is also here with us from Statistics. Thank you, welcome, sir. And our own professors in the house. So I have Professor Deborah Ajayi. She's with us here. Professor Ezekiel Olusola and Professor Okoya. Please recognize. Thank you very much for taking time to attend this program. Professor Ayoola, whom we've all gathered to celebrate today, is interesting to also let us know that he graduated from this same department in year 1984, and interestingly, he had the best results in his set. So he was the best graduating student of the class of 1984, and he proceeded again in his academic journey to the MSc program, which he also bagged in us same department. That was in the year 1987. And Professor Ayoola, also has his PhD in mathematics, also in this same department. So this journey has been yours. So we can actually say he's truly the bona fide son of the soil. Please, on this note, I'd like to welcome for his speech the Dean of the Faculty of Science, Professor Oladosu.
The Vice Chancellor, ably represented by the DVC admin, the DVC academics, the HOD present, the celebrants. Madam, you are highly recognized. Our visitors, the professors in the house, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure and singular honors to welcome you all to this occasion, holding here at the University of Ibadan from 14 to 19 September 2025. This year's conference is particularly special as it will be a retirement from the service of the University of Ibadan. We are here not only to advance scholarship in quantum probability, but also to celebrate the life, career, and immense contribution of the distinguished scholars, mentors, and administrators whose work has shaped mathematics nationally and internationally. Professor Ayoola has served the University of Ibadan and the global mathematical community with remarkable dedication and distinction. His research is functional analysis, operational theory, and quantum probabilities has contributed significantly to the advance of mathematical science. Beyond his scholar works, he has mentored generations of mathematicians, supervised numerous postgraduate theses, and provided exemplary academic leadership that has strengthened our faculty and and university at large, just to mention a few. Today, we celebrate not only his intellectual legacy, but also his enduring impact as a teacher, as a mentor, and as a role model. The choosing theme for this conference, Mathematical Frontier, Perspective and Application, will not be more timely. In a rapidly evolving world, mathematics remain at the core of scientific innovation, technological advancement, and problem-solving across disciplines. This conference will provide a unique platform for distinguished scholars, early career researchers, and students to share ideas, explore new perspectives, and extend the boundary of knowledge. On behalf of the Faculty of Science, I warmly welcome our esteemed visitors, resource persons, and participants from around the world. Your presence here will enrich this gathering and reflect the enduring values of collaboration in advancing science. So once again, I welcome all of you to this conference, and I wish you the best of luck. Thank you.
Before I introduce the next our Vice Chancellor to declare this conference open, so I'd like to, as a custom in our mathematics department, every time we are gathered like this, we always like to honor our women. Today, representing the women in mathematics, we have with us the President of Nigeria Women in Mathematics, Professor Makinde Deborah. Welcome to the conference, Professor. Thank you very much. So on this note, I'd like to respectfully invite the Vice Chancellor, represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, as to declare this conference open. Professor Ayoola. Thank you, sir.
Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, the Dean Faculty of Science, the HOD of Mathematics, of course our revered Emeritus Professor Ezekiel Olusola Ayoola, our friend from Rome. I hope you brought along the Papa's blessing from Rome. The chief celebrants, and I will tell you what I call her. The chief celebrant, Dr. Mrs. Ayoola. And the associate celebrant, Professor Ezekiel Ayoola. You know, at occasions like these, and of course, okay, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, professors, our guests from Russia, our guests from India, professors from other universities, Professor of University of Ibadan around here, our students, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. At occasions like this, when a man is celebrating his 70th birthday, and also returning from active service from the university or from wherever, and a man is looking so well fed, so robust, and so at peace with himself, something must tell you that someone was behind making everything rosy and possible. I don't get to respect a man until I've met his wife. Because you can be an angel outside and be a demon in your house. And any man will achieve very little if the home front is not okay, is not conducive. You can only work out diligently and achieve in the office when there's peace at home. So that's why I'm saluting Dr. Ayoola for what she's been able to do by keeping the ship of the homestead steady. And that is why our big Egon has been able to achieve all he's been able to achieve. I'm looking 40-ish, even in 70. It is indeed a pleasure to be here this morning to celebrate the Band of Mathematics, to celebrate the Faculty of Science, and to celebrate the family of Professor Ezekiel Ayoola. I I tell you, Professor Ayoola is one of the icons that we have. They are rats in this place. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here this morning to celebrate the department, the faculty, and the family of Professor Ayoola, because it's indeed a very good thing for one to work and for one to retire in peace. Professor Ayoola is one of the icons that we have in the University of Ibadan. He's an achiever, he's a community man, and he served this community very, very diligently. Not only as a scholar, but even as a member of the community. He went out of his way to do certain things that are not really mathematical in nature. He was employed to be a mathematics teacher, but he did so much more than teaching mathematics and researching into mathematics. Professor Ayoola was a member of council of the University of Ibadan, and I think we are a two-term member of council. And I tell you, the idea to go to council was not original to him. I mean, he was contented with staying in his office and conducting research and teaching his students. But then because the committee had been looking at him, and the committee saw him as a man of honesty, a man of integrity, and a man of service, he was called upon, and I think it was on a Sunday. He was called upon on a Sunday, and of course, the people who said to him were way younger than himself. They said, "I want to see you now." And the man left his house. I don't know what he told the wife. I don't know where he told the wife was going. But I know he showed up at that venue. And he was told, "Prof, we want you to go to council and serve our interests." And that was it. Why only? He was not the only professor around. He wasn't the only academic around. But something was seen in him. And he was called to serve this community as a member of governing council. And when he got to governing council, and of course, it was himself and one of our who also recently retired, Professor Ezekiel Olusola, were sent to council at that point in time. And one beautiful thing they did when they got to council was that after every council meeting, they would make a release to report back to their constituency what transpired in council. Thank you so very much for representing us very well in council. And of course, when EAA and EA came, the question was, how do we calculate this money? Well, I've always hated mathematics. This is a double confession. My mother nearly killed me. She was a primary school teacher. And 2 plus 2, right? She would be pinching me here. So, of course, I couldn't go near the display of EA because I didn't understand. Anytime I see figures, before you ask me whether to add it or to subtract it, my blood pressure will go up. So we talked to Professor Ayoola to say, "Prof, you are the one in mathematical science. Come and help us." And they put together a team. And that team became a standing committee for distribution of EAA. And one other good thing was that that committee helped me to understand, not to understand, to know one concept in mathematics, stochastic. So we started calling him Baba Stochastic. So, Prof, for all you did in terms of EA and EA distribution, we say very big thank you to you. And of course, you also know that he was also called upon to serve as a member of the selection committee for the appointment of Vice Chancellor in 2020 and 2021. Of course, it's on record that myself and Professor Ayoola were the first set of people to be elected to selection committee twice. No. I've even taken to serve. Not the first one, we started the day we were supposed to do the thing. They locked us up for 3 hours. I did not sympathize with myself because I'm still young, I could take it. I sympathized with them. At your age, they blocked you up. And no ventilation. And of course, we came back 2021, and the rest they say is history. And of course, he added another name to the names that his parents gave to him during that period. He used to be Ezekiel Ayoola, but in that period he became Otsi. He became Old Testament. And I became New Testament. It's on record that Professor Ayoola served meritoriously in that capacity. And of course, he also was called upon come and serve this university as Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, and he served creditably well. I took over from him as Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, and I told him something. I said that when you left a very good office, I didn't have to move anything around, that the office was not only physically okay, the office was spiritually okay. So thank you so very much for serving this university. Thank you so very much for serving this community. Department of Mathematics, thank you so very much for honoring this man. God that you are honoring in his life will honor you too. And I also need to appreciate the association of quantum probability and infinite dimension. I said I'm grappling with understanding the simple 2 plus 2. You are saying something is quantum again. Lord have mercy on me. So thank you, through the Protocol, thank you Association for honoring our brother and my colleague. And thank you all for being part of this. Well, please, in this conference, as we deliberate, remember to supply mathematics for those of us coming behind. And of course, one can begin to imagine a world without mathematics. A world without mathematics will be a world that is not worth living. Because mathematics is a language of STEM. And mathematics is advancing our world. So as we deliberate today, think more in terms of developing the world more and making the world a better place. I wish you a happy celebration. Why? I'm wishing you happy 70th birthday in advance and happy life in retirement. Thank you all. God bless you. Okay, let me apologize that myself and this academic would leave immediately after this conference is declared open because we have about 3 other meetings lined up for today, and we have to be at those meetings. So it's on this note that I, on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, declare this conference open.
Thank you, the Vice Chancellor. Please, before the Vice Chancellor and the team take their exit, we will go have a group photograph together with our guests and our celebrant, then later everybody in that order. Please, we're going to take the item now as we take this session to a close, but not until I introduce to us, lastly, with the permission of the Vice Chancellor, that Professor Ayoola was blessed or is blessed with both practical children and academic children. And today we have in our midst 2 of his children, 2 of his sons, they are here with us. Please can you stand up for recognition? The Vice Chancellor, sir, is also lastly to let you know that Professor Ayoola has supervised a lot of PhD students, and he has also produced about 4 professors, if I'm right. And representing one of those professors in our meeting this morning is Professor Buderam. Please, one of the children of Professor Ayoola academically, and is our born in this place. On this note, please let us rise up as we take the national anthem. The University anthem, the national anthem.